There's a kind of tired that doesn't go away with rest. Not a 30 minutes nap, not a Sunday morning line, not even a week off. This kind of tired isn't fixed by sleep. It's not solved by better planner or a more optimized routine. It sits deeper in your bones, in your nervous system, in the parts of you that have been carried more than they were ever meant to be. That's what chronic exhaustion really is. If you have been feeling it, welcome to the club. You're not alone. I want to start with something simple, something honest, something I wish someone had told me years ago. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you are just tired. Really deep tired. Tired in a way that no amount of motivation content can fix. And I know you're surrounded by it. Quotes, speeches, podcasts, reels, all telling us that if we just wanted it enough, we'd make it happen. That success is just a matter of willpower. That discipline is the solution to everything. But what if your discipline is already maxed out? What if the thing you need isn't motivation but mercy? Let me ask you something. How many times have you powered through when you had nothing left? How many times did you show up to work, to meetings, to life, when every fiber of your being was asking for rest? You still got the job done. You smiled, you hit the deadline, you kept moving, but the whole time you were fracturing. That right there, that's not a lack of motivation, that's a survival mode. Let's talk about survival mode because most people don't even know they are in it. It feels like you're always on even when you're not working. Rest makes you feel guilty. Your to do list is never ending, but you feel frozen. You dread things that used to excite you. You collapse at the end of the day but never feel refreshed. Sounds familiar? That's not laziness, that's a nervous system on fire. And the longer you ignore it, the more normal it starts to feel. We begin to believe that this constant state of tension is just adulthood, that life is supposed to be this exhausting. It's not. That's the lie. And it's killing us slowly. I want to get personal at a moment. There was a time not a long ago where I was waking up with dread in my chest. Not anxiety, just this weight like my own body was trying to warm me. This pace isn't suitable, and what did I do? I ignored it. I said, come on, we've got stuff to do. I caffeinated my way through the morning. I rewarded myself with 5 minutes break like I was training a productivity robot. And every night I collapse. Not satisfied, not accomplished, just empty. And I thought that was normal because everyone around me was doing the same. We were all exhausted, just in different packaging. But here's what changed. I realized I wasn't just tired, I was depleted. Tired is solved with sleep. Depletion needs something more. Recovery, boundaries, stillness, a peace. Not another morning routine, not another to do list app, not another YouTube video telling me how billionaires structure their day. Let's pause here and address the obvious. Yes, sometimes we do need to push. We procrastinate, we scroll, we avoid. But we have to learn the difference between avoidance and overwhelm. One is laziness, the other is burnout in disguise. Here's how you tell the difference. When you're lazy, you feel fine, you just don't want to do the thing. When you're exhausted, you want to do it, but you physically and emotionally can't. You sit there staring at your task and your brain just fogs over. It's not that you don't care, it's that you've got nothing left to give. And yet, in that moment, the world will tell you to try harder. That's what burns people out. Not the work, not the deadline, but the shame of not being able to perform like a machine. Let me say this slowly. You are not a machine. You are not a productivity asset. You are not a walking checklist. You are a human being with a body, with a mind, with limits. You are not designed to be always on. That's not resilience, that's neglect. That's a slow erosion of self. Some of the most driven people I know are the most exhausted ones because they have built their identity around performance. They have trained themselves to outrun pain with purpose. But even the strongest body collapse eventually. Even the disciplined minds break. And when that's happened, what's left? You have to confront the part of yourself that never learned how to rest. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of us don't know how to stop. We only know how to crash. Stopping feels dangerous, like if we rest too long, we'll lose everything. We'll fall behind, we'll disappoint people, we'll be forgotten. So we keep pushing, even when our bodies are screaming, even when our thought feels heavy, even when joy turns to dust, and somewhere deep inside, our voice is whispering, this can't be what life is supposed to feel like. That's right. Let me reframe something for you. Rest is not something you earn. It's not a treat you get after suffering. It's a requirement, a necessity, a human need. You're allowed to rest even if you didn't accomplish anything today. You're allowed to feel tired even if someone else has it worse. You're allowed to pause even if no one else gives you permission. Your value doesn't decrease with your output drops. Let me say that again. Your value doesn't decrease when your output drops. So, what now? What do you actually do when you realize you're exhausted and that motivational crap isn't working? You start with honesty. You ask yourself, what am I avoiding by staying busy? Where have I tied my worth to my productivity? When did I last feel safe doing nothing? And then you go deeper. You begin to rebuild your relationship with rest. You practice guilt-free stillness. You create rituals that restores you. You learn to say no without apology. You stop glorifying burnout. You stop romanticizing exhaustion. You start to remember what it feels like to be alive and not just useful. You explore joy that isn't monetized, curiosity that isn't optimized, present that isn't documented. You start reclaiming your energy from the things and people who drain you. And maybe, just maybe, you let your nervous system recalibrate. Not for a day, but as a way of life. This isn't about quitting your job, moving to mountains. This isn't about some spiritual retreat or social media detox. Though, hey, what do you need to do? This is about noticing the moment when your body says pause and actually listening. This is about building a life where rest is woven into a fabric, not crammed into the corners. It's about replacing guilt with grace and recognizing that your energy is not limitless. You have to protect it, nurture it, respect it, because no one else will do that for you. And if you're still here, still listening, I want to say something important. You're not falling behind, you're healing. And healing is slow, it's inconvenient. It doesn't post well on Instagram, but it's real and it's necessary. Because the alternative is a life that looks successful on the outside but feels like a quiet collapse on the inside. You deserve more than that. You deserve peace. You deserve softness. You deserve to feel the safe in your own skin. So, take this as a permission slip to stop proving, to stop pushing, to stop pretending. If all you did today was breathe, that's enough. If all you managed was showing up, that's enough. And if what you need most right now is to close your eyes and not feel like world will end without you, it's more than enough. If this spoke to you, if it helped you feel a little less alone, share it with someone else who's been quietly burning out behind the scenes. Follow the show not for motivation, but for truth. Because sometimes what we need isn't just another productivity hack, it's to hear someone say, "Hey, you're not lazy, you're just exhausted, and it's okay to stop." This was Talking with Jared. Thanks for being here, thanks for resting with me. Take your time getting back. We are not into the race.